So you want to have all the millions in GTA, but you don't really want to spend hours upon hours grinding and doing the business work and nightclubs and all of what that all entails. Be lazy, like a cat. What you need is a Kosatka submarine. Honestly, that's where it starts. Now, I know, big investment, 2.2 million, but get it. There's multiple videos online. I might do one if you guys like this video enough. Get a submarine. You want a helicopter, not necessarily in the beginning, but if you have one, it's going to be a lot quicker. Get the Sparrow if you can. I would recommend to get a oppressor, makes it even faster, and then a Phantom Wedge. Now, we will get into all of that in the video. You don't need anything but the actual submarine. So do give me like 25 or so minutes. I don't know exactly how long the video is of your time. And I can guarantee you, by the time of the video, you will be earning 1.5 million an hour in GTA Online. Unfortunately, the submarine is not always in the ideal position. So what you do then is you go over here and you press E, you sit down, and then you select a better spawn. This takes around 30 seconds, but I can guarantee you it's definitely worth it. Once your submarine is in the ideal position, you want to head out to your Sparrow if you have one. Otherwise, you will take the dinghy to go to the shoreline. And you want to fly over to the Vellum. I wouldn't necessarily recommend to shoot a rocket at the car. Sometimes that makes the plane crash as well. That's a bad time. So I usually just pick up my rifle and just shoot them. Although this technically takes a few more seconds, in the long run I found that it just makes the whole process easier. Once everyone is dead, you jump into the airplane and you fly to Puerto Rico, which is marked on your minimap. Once the cutscene is over, you want to head on to the bike and then you follow the magenta flowers. Once you reach the top of the radio tower, if you see a guard, that means that the signal box is going to be on level 2 or 3. If there is no guard, it's gonna always be on the bottom. Now this is just an algebra equation pretty much. You're gonna have to go with trial and error. But I would recommend starting with the highest number and making sure that you can multiply that with the highest on the right hand side. They always multiply 1, 2, or 10 by what I've found so far. Afterwards, you open up your phone and you want to head the right hand side to the basement. Alright, so we got Barabon this time. After you know that, you want to head even more to your right until you get to the office camera, and you want to scope out the first one and second one and hope that you get some paintings in here. Once you have done that, you can exit online mode and then head into a invite-only session. I will put up a chart here so you can see what is worth the most. And from this chart, you will be able to see that Tequila is least worth all the way up to Ruby Panther. Now, if we look at the secondary target, you can forget gold altogether because this is a solo guide. Which means that what you preferably want to have in your inventory is going to be weed. Now, you have to take into consideration the weight as well. So if you have a painting in the office, you want to leave 50% of your bag for that painting. If you have 2 paintings in the office, then you can skip the first part of the heist altogether. So even more money because you will eliminate more minutes that way. You always start with the long fin because the submarine is in the ideal position for this one. Now, I have the Sparrow. Like I said, if you do not, then you will have to take the dinghy or any other means of transportation. Once done, you will go to the marked position on the minimap, where I will be spawning my Phantom Wedge. Now, if you don't have one, then there's no worries. On the minimap, there will be several marked until you get your own. I highly recommend that you get your own, though. Now, you can see me here spawning my Phantom Wedge. I remove my Sparrow, since we're not going to be using that one anymore, and I mark this position right here on the minimap. Now it's as simple as reversing in. You don't really have to worry about any gunfire or anything. Just reverse in and then hook up the boat trailer, and then you're good to go. Now, once you drive to your marked destination, it's gonna be smooth sailing for the most part. The thing you have to worry about, though, is the police buses, because they will put up road spikes, and this truck do not have bulletproof tires. So if that happens, just slam right into the car and not go next to it. Once you reach your destination here, to easily get rid of all the cops, you shoot a rocket to yourself, making sure not to hit the truck, though. Now you would spawn nearby, and once you have done that, make sure that you spawn your Sparrow, helicopter, or oppressor when you get back to the truck. Now simply drive a little forward or backwards, and mission will be complete. Now fly back to the submarine. If you have an oppressor, I usually park it here, making sure it won't slide off, because this way it's even faster than having the Sparrow. So you basically take the ladder out next time instead. Alright, next up is the weapon. And we want to choose the crack shot. Now, you want to make the weapons now, because if you have the guided missile system, sometimes this mission gets you that you have to go to Meriwether HQ, and honestly then you have to follow a helicopter for miles and miles, and it's the slowest helicopter in the whole game. So then I recommend go there, kill it, and then start over. Now if you have the guided missile system, then you can actually use that one to shoot down the helicopter, but then it will be on a minute cooldown. So then I would skip this one after that, and then go construction site. But for now, we are gonna use this one. So you enter the office, you shoot this guy, and then you're making sure to shoot them all in a rapid succession, although you are allowed to miss to a point, but if you miss too much or are too slow, that alarm will go off. You go to the computer, and my biggest advice here would be to look for two numbers that would be similar to each other or stand out. So in this instance, I would look for 5204 or 5852. And once you see the two numbers that you're looking at, then you select them with just enter. Once you've done that, you go to the locker, you pick up your items, and then you return to your submarine. Make note though, once you get out of the office, there will actually be two helicopters trying to shoot you down. Once you're done that though, it's time to do the cutting torch. And again, I'm gonna use the oppressor here, but you don't actually have to. As long as you have a mean of transportation, that's all you need. This is obviously faster. Once you get to the construction site though, I recommend heavily to just nuke everything. You can go here stealthy and equip a hard hat. It just takes time, and it's honestly not really working that well. So I recommend just killing everything. It's just a lot faster. After you have killed everyone, you basically go and you look into the toolboxes, and once you have found the blue cutting torch, then return to your submarine. Right. Next up is the safe codes. Now, this would be different if you have gotten the tequila bottle, the ruby necklace, or the pink diamond. Now, you would get the plasma cutter instead. And I will show a clip of me getting it here. Basically, you just have to go to the safe house. On this one though, and also for the casino one, I heavily recommend to recall your submarine, and you do that with your M menu, because that way your submarine will spawn to a nearer position once you're done. In the safe house though, you just want to go to the table, bring out your phone, open the camera app, take a picture of this planning board. It can be either on the left or the right, and then you send it to Pavel, and once you have done that, you head back out. It literally takes no effort at all. Once you're done that though, you will have to head back into the town, and here you might run into a little bit of issue because there are quite a lot of them and sometimes you die, unfortunately. Basically though, you just go here, you attack everyone, you kill everything, and then you retrieve the plasma cutter. And once you have done that, you want to summon your Kosatka again, and then you're done with that part. You want to park your helicopter here, and once you've done that, you run into the casino, down to the garage, you head over to the yellow car, you get the card, and then back up into the lobby again. Now you're looking for two guys with weapons outside. If you don't see them when you turn double right here, I would recommend turning 180 degrees and going the other way. This time we found them. Unequip your weapon when you go in, and make sure you have a silencer on before killing them, obviously. Once inside, he is usually either in this room here, or if you run all the way through this corridor in the bar area. He will be the gentleman in the blue hat to our left right now. And then just basically shoot every guard you have, and then retrieve the safe codes. You can do this in two ways. Either you retrieve the codes and then you let the guards kill you, and then you will have to fly back to your submarine. If you have a fast computer, you could load up a new session here, or you just basically run out. And if you run out, then you will actually get to the helicopter which you so conveniently parked before. Note, there will be a few guards on the way, nothing you shouldn't be able to handle though, but just be noted of that. Right, so once that is done, we are going to go and get the fingerprint cloner. Go to the warehouse. On the way, you want to recall your submarine. And you do that again with the M menu. Now here you don't really have to worry too much. I would recommend you to have your body armor on, and once you go in, just have a weapon ready. Now you could go on the outside and remove the cameras for the inside. It doesn't take that much longer, I found, and when doing my testing, but being myself, I'm lazy, I basically go in. Now you could drop a grenade or a rocket launcher in there as well, but for my sake I've always managed to kill myself that way, but it's also possible. Once you have killed everyone, basically you wait for Pavel to talk through his conversation with himself, and then you hack the computer. This hack is super easy. All you have to do is just hit enter when your assigned letter is showing. Then you will head to the archive, making sure to shoot the two CCTV cameras outside. And before you enter the archive, make sure that you have called your submarine. Once you've done that, make sure that you are dancing around the pole like the money-loving person you are. And once you have done that, then you're ready to do the heist. And here we will select Longfin as the approach vehicle. We will enter via the main dock. We also will choose the drainage tunnel for the compound entry point. The escape point does not matter whatsoever. You can choose whatever you want to. Time of day is nighttime because then we can cheap out on the suppressors, which are free. You want to shoot this camera. And then you want to run into the first warehouse. You turn 180, you shoot this guard, making sure you miss the first shot. You cut the lock and making sure to loot the left-hand table first, because otherwise the guard might see you. Then you loot the right-hand table. We're heading back out, and then you want to shoot the guard that is standing on the docks. Unequip your weapon, and then it's time to head to the second warehouse. Now, it's not 100% that these two will fill your bag, so you might want to go to a different place and loot. However, since this is so fast, so effortlessly, in my experience, I usually just leave it and then better luck next time. It will not matter that much, honestly. Now, once you've done that, you choose the most valuable. Since this time both were weed, doesn't matter. Once you have done that, though, you want to avoid the camera on the right-hand side. And then, so just hug the plants on the left here, head back into the harbor and jump onto the boat. Once you're here, you jump into the water and you swim down to open the gate. Press G to equip your rebreather, and you will use your plasma cutter to open the gate. This is super easy, just follow it with your mouse. And then just hold shift to swim straight forward following your mouse. Shoot this guy over here, then wait for the other one. You could shoot him while walking, but in case you miss, that might be unfortunate for you. So I usually wait, shoot him there, jump over this fence, go up the staircase, shoot the two guards to the left here. Hug the wall to the left. Then wait for his main guard to walk out and then shoot him while walking. Run all the way around and shoot the guard that is standing away from you. Now head up the staircase and shoot the guard that is going to be traveling towards you. There we go. And this time we got the gate key, so you don't necessarily have to take the elevator down, which I highly recommend not to do if you don't have to. We loot his vault here, and if you had any paintings, then you can loot them from this office as well. Since we got the gate key, we're gonna head back down. You jump the fence to the left, you take a right, you open the gate, and once here, you will now start your fingerprint hacking. Now, this one is super easy, but it can be quite intimidating in the start. But basically, what you need to do is to look at the fingerprint in segments. So the top of the fingerprint is segment 1, and so you choose 1. The second one is 1 plus 1. So if you choose the first one and then just click right once time, that means you will have the appropriate fingerprint. So basically what you just want to do is cycle. So you start with the first one, and then the first one plus 1, first one plus 2, first one plus 3, and just have the previous one plus 1 all the time. So the first one is number 1, 2, 3. And then all you need to do is just cycle through every single thing. The easiest way I found to remember the code is to just verbally say it out loud. So I would go 9638, 9638, 9638, all until I have entered the code and entered it on the safe. You could also use a notepad. Once you have looted, you want to head back out, although this time we take a right instead of left. And once you have done that, you open the gate and you want to jump up here. Make sure that no guard is by the gate, and then you can just run there and press E. If you had tequila, ruby necklace, or the pink diamond, you would have the plasma cutter instead. And the best way to do that is to press your page up, hold it until you're 10% away from the top, and then wait until you're 10% from the bottom, and then you will do that 4 times. On the 4th time, it will be done and you can just grab it, and then you will head back out here. Once you're out here though, you shoot the guard to your left, and this is why it didn't matter whichever exit path we took, because we will use the bike here anyway. Now, you don't have to necessarily do I did here and drive straight for a bush, but you see my point. Just jump into the water and you swim until you see the text on your bottom there disappearing. Once you're done that, the heist is over, and it only took 45 minutes. What should you do now, you wonder? Well, if this video helped you at all, please do give me a like on the video, maybe shoot me a comment, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to see me live, I stream on Tuesday and Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Central Europe summertime. And I will just leave you with the final clips here of showing exactly how much money we did get. Now, we got the Elite Challenge here. Like I said, sometimes you don't actually get a full bag, and so you wouldn't technically get it. It is a 100,000 extra, which is nice. I would still not recommend running around on the compound looking for extra bags. That's up to you. This is how I do it. This is how I earn easily 1.5 million an hour. I wish you the best of luck, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.